Hey guys, welcome back to Stuie's Garage. Today's a fun day because I got a new Odyssey. Look at this thing. It's kind of weird. Custom intake tower. Really weird exhaust pipe that wraps around. Some serious electrical issues. That'll be fun. Custom seat. No fenders. Weird headlight with a custom bar here. It doesn't look normal. Compare that to like a stock. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can get this thing running today. Come along with me on that journey. The tires don't look so happy. I'd like to get this thing actually to the garage to get it running. So let me get some air. Get 8 psi. Yeah, it's a roller. Keep these rocks here so that my cat can't escape under the fence. Alright, I got this thing in here on the operating table, and it looks pretty bad, honestly. I don't know what's gonna happen here. So, let's take a look around. Alright, so obviously the electrical is just a mess, but as long as these wires from the engine itself are true, I can just put those back to the CDI and we should be fine. I don't know why they fell off or like that, or someone cut them. There's a lot of grounding going on. It's interesting. I don't know why you need so many grounds. There's haywire stuff going on with these switches. I guess that's lights on and off. And then this is going to be our engine run. And then there's an off scratched into here for like killing the engine. That's interesting. The carb's got some interesting RTV here. I noticed that the fuel line's running straight into the carb when it should be going through this or bypass valve for when there's too much fuel pressure, but that's just going straight in. The fuel pump's dismounted. Looks like someone's been messing with it. The fuel is on. Turn that off. Speaking of the fuel, I believe it has like full tanks pretty much. Let's see. Oh no. It has some, looks like green fuel down there. I mean, it's bluish green, but it looks gross, and the tank is pretty rusty. Great. Alright, let's drain that out. What else? What else? Oh, I'll show you the biggest thing I found. Doesn't want to pull. If I pull much harder, I'm going to rip that pull start handle off. So that's not good. I think I'm going to pop that spark plug off, peek in there, and then put some lube in there for overnight. Oh, that's crazy. It's just like totally loose. Didn't even have to break it with the wrench. All right. Behind door number 1, have we been running? Not at all. That plug is brand new. Brand new. So that's not good. This fin is broken off. Someone was wrenching hard right there. spray some lube in there. I think someone just slapped this thing together to get rid of it. That tire is not even, that wheel's not even tightened on. What about this one? Same story. Yeah, same story. Okay, well, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of work, even to just get it to fire, if it will. Let me spray some lube in there. This should do. Lots of lube. Well, I'm tempted to just get on this crankshaft and try and turn it, but I need to turn left because these engines roll the same direction of the vehicle, like that with the wheels. So I might loosen it if I do that, but I'm really curious. Let me try it. Oh, yeah, I'm just loosening that. Oh, wait. Okay. Engine is rolling over a little bit. You can try and keep working this. It lives. Yeah, all right. We're in good shape actually for that. Awesome. My other engines were frozen, so this is nice. This is just a funnel, essentially, so that's not going to stop water. Water would just funnel straight down into the crankcase through the intake. So it could be really bad. Let me try and turn this over now. Cool. All right. That is really good. Sounds okay. Obviously there's no spark. I'm not even gonna bother putting the plug on because the coil's not even plugged in. But I am just gonna work on all that electrical off camera probably. Get everything just roughly wired up so it works. We'll check for spark. So I'll come back to you when I get to that point. All right, I think I was able to piece this thing together. It's nice having the wire diagram. There it is, in case you've never seen it. I'll put a link in the description for that. Just basically Wagoed all this together. These quick connects to get everything to work. Did some checks, gave the engine a ground. So that should be good. And then this connector was different. I don't know what they stole this off of, but the wire colors were totally different. So just lined things up and plugged them in accordingly. So looks like it's always on according to what I metered, and you just have to push this off button, and then that will actually ground out the coil from my tests. Hooked onto the coil now. Let's see if we have spark. Yeah, maybe we can see spark here. Okay, yeah, looks like we do have spark. I don't know if you guys saw that, but great, let's give it some gas. See if it'll actually fire. I think I'm just gonna give it a little gas through this weird intake port thing. That's probably way too much, but will it fire? That didn't work. I don't know, man. I'm gonna rig something up to just fill the carburetor bowl. Alright. Put some of this in there. That'll stay, right? Maybe. Alright. Could have fouled the plug. I did put a lot down that intake. The carb needle be stuck, but that shouldn't matter. I mean, this is pretty wet, so yeah, I think that plug is valid. Let me just clear this thing out. Huh. My fuel has disappeared. I don't really understand where all the fuel is going, so I gave it lots of fuel now, and we'll just let that sit. It's weird. So I got this choke free. Guess I should leave that on. Just rip on it. Oh, not getting anything. I thought I heard one pop earlier. I'll have to watch the videos back, but I'm gonna leave that on overnight to see if that goes anywhere. I'm gonna pause on this for now though. I'm kind of out of breath. Whew. Was about to walk away from it all when I noticed this big puddle forming. Yeah, the carb needs to be gone through. It seems like it's not sealing on the needle and seat. You can see it dripping there. So yeah, we'll be pulling that off because that's just all gonna flow out. I got the carb off and it's just not looking good. Yeah. I don't know why that's in the intake, but terrible. And then the gas coming out. Oh gosh, I'm getting gas everywhere. The gas is like this rusty, nasty. So let's see what's in the bowl. Glad it looks like none of these screws have ever been taken off. I can't believe I got that one. Oh my goodness. These things are stripped out. So the last guy was messing with the carb, I guess. Let's see what we got. Ah, perfect. That is foul. Oh my. Honestly, I think it can come back. It is pretty bad. But my other one was worse, so. We're not gonna mess with that today though. I'm just gonna steal carb off my rebuilt engine. And by rebuilt, I mean slapped together with old parts. But this carb was good. It was on my other Odyssey for a long time. I ran it stock for a while. Curious to see how the crankcase looks. I'm gonna try and get a view. Okay, well, it doesn't look great. Let's see if I can get a good view for you. Looks kind of like it's wet in there. I don't know. Could be a bunch of water down the bottom there. Judging how rusty the carburetor was, probably. Try and move the piston down. That's weird. I'm gonna check this other engine and see if that's the case, because I know, like, this is the exhaust side, but the exhaust side you can definitely see, oh, you know, it draws, I see it draws through the intake, and then it goes down into the crankcase, and then it comes up the side ports, and then on top of the piston head, fires, and then out the exhaust. So it like goes right down to the crankcase to lubricate everything. Yeah, that's right. Alright, I got my old but rebuilt carb ready, so let me go throw that on. Oh! Good. Actually went on easy. fuel line on here. We could feed it gas. Oh yeah. There we go. Gravity. It's 8:25 in the morning on a Monday, so I don't think my neighbors will like that. So we'll come back. Alright, well, it's been several hours and this fuel has not leaked out, so it's making its way to the carb and the needle is sealing. I'll go ahead and put this on choke and give it a few pumps of fuel, but I don't think this is going to start because I think there's water in that crankcase and I think it's probably going to stop it, the plug, you know, from igniting. Let's give it a try though. I don't know if you're seeing that fly out. Just tons of water shooting out of the vacuum, or the crank vacuum hookup. Yeah, I need to get that water out. Problem is with these, there's no drain bolt or anything, so getting water out is like, there's no good way to do it other than running it. Because I know that plug has probably got some water on it now. Yeah, there's a ton of water in there, and I just pulled the spark plug out again and it was all wet on the end. So here's my setup. I'm going to send pressurized air into the vacuum port on the crankcase. I pulled the spark plug out and then I'm just going to roll it over a whole bunch and see what I can get out of the crankcase. That was weird. Let's see if we're still getting water out of this thing. Sounds better now, maybe. Give it a tiny bit of fuel. Still having water spray out of this thing. Yeah, that crankcase is just loaded with water. Well, I couldn't get it to start, and I have another Odyssey I need to work on. I'm going to paint it. This thing will not run unless there's no water in the crankcase, you know. It's just going to foul the plug and stop it from firing. I think I did get one fire, but man, this thing's kind of a piece of poo. So let me kick this thing out and get my other one in so I can paint it. And then we'll come back to this. I'll see if I can start it, but probably after I rebuild the carb, which shouldn't be too bad. Just clean it up, slap it back together, and throw some fuel at it again, see if we can get it to fire. Alright. Okay, well, this is my stripped Odyssey. Got it all paint prepped and pretty good. Notice there's a huge crack in the frame. I don't feel like welding today, so I'm just gonna come back to that, but I'll get it fixed. Alright, just gonna scuff it up a little bit more with this Scotch-Brite pad. Probably go over it with some brake clean and then Well, I'm gonna see if I can revive this guy. I'll probably buy a rebuild kit for it. But this little cup thingy on one of the carbs I rebuilt, that was so eaten away by rust, it didn't exist anymore. So I do have faith this can come back. And I don't really love this brand. This is the Lowe's brand. The Harbor Freight brand's actually really good. But Harbor Freight is far away. I wonder if I should time lapse this. If I'll get anything cool. Yeah, I might as well. Well, it's been several hours. See how this looks. Looks a lot better, I think. Oh yeah, much better. I'll rinse this off with the hose. Here's what I've been doing, just leaving the engine like wide open. Well, I was just pulling the pull start, but basically leaving it wide open so that the air could kind of clear it out. I think what we're seeing in there is just lube. I sprayed in some PB Blaster in there to kind of loosen up the bearings because it froze again, and I think that was from the water drying out, but I've left it out here in the driveway for like 4 days. Every time I see it, I come by and I just pull the pull start a few times to kind of get that water flinging around so it can work its way out and dry up. Now I think we're ready to put the carb back on and actually try starting it again. Let me throw that on there. Okay, well, I'm all hooked up again. Let me give this thing a pull. No way. It looks fouled, but not by water. I'll be right back. I'm back. Clean that plug off. Stick it back in and see what we get. That's exhausting. Well, here we are again. I'm about to try and start this again. It's been sitting a few more days. I think it got stuck again. It's also really windy, sorry about that. Let's see if I can get this thing free. Oh, it just feels wonderful. This is exactly how you want an engine to feel when you're trying to turn it. Come on. I'm gonna dump fuel down. Spark hole, I don't care. Work that fuel in. Oh, it sounds so bad. The only rotating things in there were like friction surfaces or like piston rings and the crank bearing. Oh, it just gets so tight at one point. Oh, it feels like the needle bearings on the crank right here. So bad. let it. Freed it up. This plug doesn't look too bad. I guess I better try and start it again. I think this is my last try. Clean the plugs. Okay, well I get a little bit. Get a little bit. Oh yeah, I flooded that thing. Those plugs foul instantly. Take 700. Will it run? It'll run for 5 seconds. Well, here it is again. I've decided to tear out the engine, and you might notice this. This is what's in the exhaust. Oh my goodness. That is so gross. What is that? That's a hunk of metal. What is this? Sludge. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this engine was never gonna run. It's gonna be sweet though when I rebuild it. How strong am I? Ugh. Okay. See how much nasty crap is in there. Also, now that it's out, turns freely. I think it might have been a compression thing. There's like no compression. Alright, well, now it's out. I'll tear it up, rebuild it. You guys will see this Odyssey again. But what a hunk of junk this thing is. I'll figure it out. What do you think, Xylo? Well, sorry guys, I don't usually end videos like this. I usually try and make it work, but that Odyssey engine is shot. It's not going to run. You saw how frozen those bearings were, so I'm going to have to rebuild that engine if I'm ever wanting it to work again. It's okay though. I like doing it. Anyways, I painted the floor pan of this one. Painted it black with some bed liner. Thought it looked pretty good. The yellow came out nice too. It's a whole new look. We'll be putting that together soon. I don't know if I'll do much of a video on this because it's the same old stuff you guys have seen, but this thing's gonna be sweet. I'm excited. Paint job is not complete, but thanks for watching. Really appreciate the help, and if you want to see more things like this, go ahead and subscribe. I really appreciate that. It helps me out a lot. And have fun wrenching. See ya.